So I am very happy to be here today with, I was going to say my friend Jane, because it feels like you are my friend. Jane has been with me now for about 14, 15 months. And we are actually we're just completing now her last session for the time being anyway. And so I've asked her to just say a few words about her experience of coaching and my mentoring her. So Jane, just to give people an idea, what was it that made you come into my program? What was it that flashed yes for you to make the call and follow through?
I was at a point in my life when I had a lot of big things that had not been resolved, like a divorce that would not complete. I had a child, an adult child, who I wasn't sure where he was headed, um, and a career that had pretty much been brought to a halt, and it was a big career. Through all these issues. And I felt like a web was starting to really tighten up when I had now a relationship that I wasn't ready for, that I'd fallen in love, and then it started to crash and I needed to heal and get out of it. And Lorraine, I was looking obviously for answers, and I saw something online, um, a meetup, and it talked about um, metaphysics, I think, of getting and how it affects love and relationships. And I said, this is it. That's the one I want. Because I'd read books to try to heal and for it to make sense and to gather what I needed to gather from the environment. But I said, that's exactly what I need. And I was very happy that I chose the meetup. It was an online event. And from there, I could tell I needed more personal um, coaching. And here we are,
And here
14
we
months
are.
later, and a lot of the web has unwound.
I mean, really, as I was saying to you a minute ago, looking back to where you were when we first started together and the energy level that you're at now and how I mean, you're much, much happier, you know, it seems to me than felt really lost and at a very low level when you came. But just for other people, what were the things that we did and that we talked about, Jane, that really helped you the most, do you think?
Well, we did a good deal of, I guess, more out of the box healing. So it's not your basic psychology or pop a pill. It was energetics. It was the breathing, the gentle discussions, your personal kind of yoga sessions that you would send to me. They were brief, but breathing exercises always have helped me. And this focused me, our attention to what our universe has to offer. A lot of times, the walking and breathing, we talked about that. We talked about dancing and a lot of this stuff that facilitates the energy movement. Um, and and deep dive discussions about feelings, and not just about feelings, but things to rectify. We talked about the chakras and the different centers within the human body to bring out different energies, which was really helpful to me because sometimes you get lost in your own energies inside yourself. Because I've done a lot of breathing, but focusing on different centers helped a lot as well.
Mm.
And just your upbeat way of healing through these mechanisms. It wasn't just, oh, everything is great. It was actual attention to start certain what it almost becomes skill sets
Yeah.
to having your energies move along with the universe. And it really it was very uplifting.
Yeah, well, I'm really pleased to hear that. And you've been a pleasure to work with actually because of your commitment and the way that you've really focused and kept on doing it, even when it was tough. You know, there were times when there was not a lot of shift going on, and we went into your childhood and your past and things like that to try to
Right.
get move some of that stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, and it's been really a pleasure actually in watching you, you know,
Thank you.
chip away at it all and get it. What would you say? What ways are you closer now, do you think, to achieving and realizing your visions, dreams, and goals?
That's a that is a really happy place actually, because so much gets lifted. And again, I liken it to a spider web because with all these events that weren't resolved, big events in my life that hadn't resolved, there seemed to be more that were coming in that weren't resolving, only creating more closed. Like I felt more closed. That spider web felt tighter. Now that we've worked through a lot of this, that spider web seems to have unwound and it feels very open. And when it's open, the clarity is there with the work we've done.
Mm.
And so, in seeing what is out there and in feeling energized and strengthened through my own energy with the coaching that you've done, it will help resolve all the answers. So I feel equipped to go into part two.
And I mean, some very tangible things too, like financially, things have, you know, eased a lot. You've,
Yeah.
you know, moved
Yes.
into a very different place, and that is what can happen when we change energetically. Things do seem to work out that way. What would you say to somebody who was scared about trusting to take the step of working with me, Jane? What would your advice be?
I would say don't hesitate. There is too much to be gained to lose time in questioning should I or shouldn't I. I found you to be really flexible in how or what kind of issue came forth. You easily could grab it and work with it and bring the energy, the good energy out and into the universe, if you will. And I don't want to sound soppy, but I mean the energetics work and you could address it very personally and specifically. And I like that a great deal. I don't think anybody should waste time questioning, should I trust this? The answer is yeah.
Well, thank you, my dear. And it goes without saying that we are going to stay in touch, and I'm going to hear how the next chapter begins to unfold. And who knows, maybe even see you in a future chapter.
Be
You never
nice.
know.
Yes.
It would be wonderful always to do it. So I'm going to say a big thank you for the sake of this recording, Jane. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Lorraine.